Welcome back to Pete's Dugout. This is episode number 9 of my FIFA 23 career mode with Coventry City. And last time out, we finally got ourselves a dominant performance with a 4-0 win over Huddersfield, and the reward was a 6-point lead in the Championship. But as we look ahead to December, we have got some tough games ahead with Blackburn, Watford and Norwich all to come before the January transfer window. But first up, we have Sunderland, who currently sit 23rd in the table, surprisingly, with just 2 wins in 19. But we do have to be careful with the likes of Sims and the on-loan Red Devil, Amad Diallo. And that is a nice segue for me to mention. I'm recording this gameplay the day after Barcelona versus United at Camp Nou. And first of all, how weird was it for that game to be a 5:45 kickoff? But that was a brilliant game of football, and I think Barca were actually quite fortunate to get away with a draw there. Erik ten Hag has done an amazing job with that United team, and they were missing key players as well, with Martinez suspended and Eriksen and Anthony injured. But the main talking point for me has to be the last man tackle by Jules Koundé on Rashford. I'd love to know what you all think about that one, but that's a foul and a red card all day long for me. Ref and linesman have bottled it. But one last thought on Rashford. The difference in him this year has been incredible. I saw a stat that he had scored, I think it was 5 goals in total last year. And this year he's already over 20. And that just goes to show the confidence he's playing with. And the sky really is the limit for him potential-wise. But anyway, back to the Championship. And we created a few chances early on. Firstly, with Gyökeres attempting a scorpion kick. And the resulting corner, Gyökeres muscles his way in for a header that's just off the bar as well. But Sunderland did creep back into the game. And Pritchard almost gives them a shock lead, but Ronin makes the smart save. But the resulting corner is dealt with defensively, and Panzo's header finds Kim. He turns smartly, and we all know he loves a run at the defenders in the open field. He bursts down the right hand side of the pitch, but he's got no one around him at all, so he decides to go it alone, and Patterson does just enough to deny the Korean the first goal of the game. So there was no doubt that we were the better team so far in the first half, but we really needed that opening goal to settle the nerves of the home crowd. And it's Kim who's involved once again down the left this time. He finds Gyökeres in space, who turns well and slots in Tavsan. The Dutchman takes a touch, and it's a wonderful goal to open the scoring. The left-footed shot is curled into the top corner, and Patterson has no chance. A well-deserved goal, and the perfect time to get it as well, after Sunderland had just had a chance of their own. But we win the ball back quickly from kick-off with a strong slide-in challenge from Sheaf. The ball is played to Kim, and he makes an inch-perfect pass over the top to Gyökeres, who kills the ball with his first touch, and it's an even better goal to make it 2-0. He lifts the ball over the keeper, and I was so excited with the finish that I accidentally cancelled the celebration on the controller. But we did have a chance to completely kill the game 30 minutes in. All momentum was on our side, and Sunderland was shell-shocked from the 2 quick-fire goals, but Hamer's first-time shot goes just over the bar. I was really impressed with the first half display from the lads, and with just over 5 minutes left, Sunderland had a throw-in in their own half. Tavsan reacts quickly to steal the ball, and all of a sudden he's in. He dribbles into the box to commit the keeper and plays a perfectly weighted pass across goal to give Gyökeres the simplest of finishes from 2 yards. Gyökeres, Tavsan and Kim had been superb in the first half, and Sunderland were praying for the first half whistle to regroup, but there was still time left and we could smell blood. Blackburn wins the ball back after a sloppy first touch from the Sunderland man. He uses his pace to get forward, and we get a little bit of fortune as O'Hare plays it through to Gyökeres. It looks like the angle is too tight, but he lifts the ball over the keeper again, and it's in off the post. It's 4-0 in the first half, and the home crowd are in dreamland. A dominant performance from Coventry, and top scorer Gyökeres has bagged himself a first half hat-trick. The referee mercifully blows the half-time whistle, and yes, you're reading that correctly. Coventry City 4, Sunderland 0. So the second half begins, and I'll take more of the same, please. No, but I love these types of situations. Barring a major second half upset, we're in complete control of this one, and that allows us to slow the game down and manage minutes for key players, which is massive in the Championship when you're playing almost 50 games in a season. But it also allows you to play more freely and be a bit more creative, and we almost made it 5 right at the start of the second half after a terrific run from the half-time sub Eccles, but Palmer's shot is saved brilliantly. Sunderland did create a couple of half chances towards the end of the game, but the damage was already done, and after Ronin made 2 good saves, the final whistle blows, and don't look now, but Coventry have secured 2 clean sheets in a row, 2 4-0 victories in a row, and 2 dominant performances in a row. Gyökeres' hat-trick seems like a lifetime ago now, but he picks up the match ball as we head down the tunnel. But after the game, we head back to the office and Theo Bailey is back with his latest scouting report. So as we look through the potential players here, my fellow basketball fans will recognise a name there. The English Luke Walton. But for those who don't know, Luke Walton is a former NBA player and current assistant coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's a two-time NBA champion in his own right, to be fair, but it's his dad, Bill Walton, that's the more famous of the two. He's a Hall of Famer. So there's your quick NBA history lesson. But as we get back to the English Luke Walton, he's valued just under $1 million and he's 63 rated at 17. So he looks decent, and it's nice to have a homegrown youth understudy to Gyökeres. So we'll get his position changed to striker and we'll see how we go from there. But anyway, on to the next game now, and we play host to the Baggies, who are third after 20 games played. And I was quite nervy about this one. I'm sure you all have those teams where you either hate playing against them or you just never play well against them, and that's West Brom for me. Diangana always seems to score against me, so I'll keep my eye on him, and also the American up top, Daryl Dike. He's so strong, so Edwards and Panzer will have their hands full there. But as I mentioned a little earlier, we're 20 games into the season now, and I'm really happy with this team that we're building. You will have noticed that Gyökeres is developing really well at 76 overall now, and Hamer and O'Hare are also both up to 75, so long may that continue, and fingers crossed we can carry this momentum into the second half of the season where it really matters. We are starting games a lot faster now as well, as Gyökeres blasts over from a tight angle following the through ball from Blackburn. But that was one of the criticisms I had from earlier in the season when we were starting games slowly and going a goal behind early. And speaking of, we almost did in this one as well. DK gets in behind, but Ronin gets out nice and early to keep the scores level. Ronin has just been on another level in the last 6 or 7 games. He did have that wobble, if you'll remember, really early on into the season, but he's pulled off some massive saves recently. But as Gyökeres gets forward, we get really, really lucky with a cross ball from Tavsan, and Gyökeres gets a tap in. I'll be completely honest, that is not the pass that I was looking to play with Tavsan. But we'll take it, and Gyökeres puts us into the lead, 1-0. It took until just past the half an hour mark for West Brom to get another chance. DK plays a 1-2 with Furlong down the right and Bidwell's wrong side. Wallace tries the cute flick into the danger area that pings around a bit. And I don't even want to talk about that one. Panzo takes far too long on the ball. Phillips jumps in, sticks her leg out, and it rolls into the back of the net. So after 2 games in a row of not conceding, West Brom get back into the game with a leveller, and what was I saying about bogey teams? And things went from bad to worse as Hamer goes down after a tackle from none other than Diangana, and I don't think that one's going to be a bruised shoulder. But play continues though, and Blackburn eventually takes out DK to concede what would be a dangerous opportunity for a free kick. Wallace steps up to take it and it's off the bar. What an effort that is, and oh my word, that is an absolutely outrageous save from Ronin to tip the rebounded effort onto the post. We do get the ball clear with Panzo and there's an opportunity of our own to get forward. Gyökeres sends O'Hare down the right hand side and he burns the West Brom defenders for pace before striking, and he hits the bar as well. And the rebounded shot from Kim is off the line. The ball is eventually cleared after Gyökeres' tame effort is saved and we can all take a breath. What an end-to-end passage of play that was. But in the back of my mind I was sweating over the injury to Hamer and praying that it wasn't a big one. So I did make the inevitable change at half-time with Eccles coming in for Hamer, and it was West Brom who started the second half brighter. They work the ball down the left, get the ball into DK through the middle, and Ronin pulls off another double save to keep the scores level. We still have 40 minutes to play in this one and I'm already choosing Ronin for man of the match. It's just incredible goalkeeping from the Swedes. But the game was getting away from us slowly, so I made some more tactical changes with Palmer, Allen and Bapega replacing O'Hare, Sheaf and Kim. And it's the youngster Bapega getting involved immediately with a purposeful dribble through the middle. He looks up, plays Gyökeres in with the through ball, and that is beautiful from the Swede at the other end of the pitch. His first touch takes the defender out of the game and he fires across goal with a powerful effort to put Coventry back into the lead, 2-1. The second goal really hit West Brom and it became all about game management after that, but with 5 minutes to go, Bapega took advantage of tired legs with a run down the left. He crosses into the middle and Allen fires home on the half volley to make it 3-1, and that is definitely game over. The 2 second half subs link up to kill the game off and earn us all 3 points at home. So on to the moment we'd been dreading. We head back to the office and I march straight over to the physio for the news. Gustavo Hamer is out for 3 months with a broken toe, and that is a hard pill to swallow. He's been one of our most consistent performers in the middle of the pitch, and he's our assist leader as well, but next man up is my motto, and that just means the likes of Eccles and Allen will have to step up and fill his shoes. So before we get into the last game of the episode, I just wanted to show you how ridiculous the race for the Golden Boot is so far. Gyökeres has a 22-goal lead, and can you even imagine what would happen if I lost him? No, it's not even worth thinking about. So next up, it's 6th place Blackburn on the road at Ewood Park. Eccles gets the nod today in place of the injured Hamer, and a start for Dabo as well at right back. So we get things started as Bidwell strolls forward from left back, and he decides to have a pop from range, and oh my, Roberto Bidwell. His first goal of the season is a rocket from outside the box, an incredible effort that nobody was expecting, and I had to include the replay for that one as well. What a goal. Why is it that when a fullback pops up for his 1 goal a season, it's always a worldie and then he won't do anything again for another year? But the lead didn't last long as Blackburn hit back straight away with an effort of their own from outside the box, and as good as Ronin has been, he can't keep that one out, and it's 1-1, but the game burst into life and we try to respond immediately as Gyökeres plays Kim down the left. The Blackburn defenders lose track of O'Hare and he's all alone. Kim finds him, he takes a touch, and cool as you like to finish the chance and restore the Coventry lead. But it was a hectic first half, real end-to-end stuff, and Ronin makes another top save, tipping the shot onto the post, and Panzo was able to clear as far as Tavsan, and this one was threatening to turn into a basketball game. That's 2 basketball references in one video, by the way. Can you tell I'm a fan? But both sides were attacking at will as Gyökeres lifts the ball over the top, and Tavsan takes the ball out of the sky beautifully and shoots, but the keeper saves, and the follow-up shot from O'Hare is blocked. So happy to be heading into the break with the lead, but we were really missing the composure of Hamer in the middle. So I made 2 half-time subs with the yellow-carded Edwards coming off for Rose and the usual fatigue change of Allen for Sheaf as well. But just like in the West Brom game, Blackburn started the second half much better, and if it wasn't for a reaction save from Ronin, the game would have been level. The early warning still didn't wake us up though, and from the following corner, Blackburn created another chance and Ronin has to come to the rescue again. So we were looking really shaky out there, but just past the hour mark we finally created our first chance of the second half. Kim plays the ball over the top for the runner Gyökeres. He lets the ball run over his shoulder, but he doesn't connect well with the shot at all, which is so unlike him, and the keeper makes a decent save. But with 17 minutes played, I decided on some more subs. Gyökeres was looking leggy, and I also brought in O'Hare for Godden and Palmer. And I really wanted to see out the game with smart and controlled passing, but Blackburn kept coming forward, and once again I was having to say thank you to my goalkeeper for bailing us out. But from the resulting corner, the ball is recycled and Blackburn get into the box again. Rose manages to block the initial cross, but he doesn't deal well with it at all, and it's almost a carbon copy of the first goal. That's so disappointing to let Blackburn back into the game with 10 minutes left, and there wasn't enough time to find a winner unfortunately. But I did want to quickly show you in stoppage time, Buckley goes through the back of Godden and he would stay down injured, and as we head back into the office we find out that it's another broken toe injury, and my backup striker is now out for 3 months as well. So there was only one thing left to do. The transfer window is shut and we have limited funds anyway, so I went straight to the youth academy and said, Luke, how about a pro deal, mate? Yes, that's right, 17-year-old Luke Walton, just brought into the academy, earns himself a pro deal to back up Gyökeres due to the injury of Godden, and what a chance this is for the young lad to impress. We head into the squad hub to find that he has no potential tag, which is really surprising, but he did already jump a rating to 64 overall. So tough times ahead with 2 long-term injuries to Hamer and Godden in my first team, but hey, that's football, and I'm not going to lie, it's also really exciting to see what the young kid can do. You can't win anything with kids, right? But that's going to do it for another episode of FIFA 23 Career Mode on Pete's Dugout. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you did like it, then please do drop a like and consider subscribing. I'm still working on that outro, but I'll be back with another episode very soon.